So what's up, NRE family? We got podcast number 4. Try to get a little flair in there. Podcast number 4. Alright, since it's the third take for those who've been watching, yeah, it's been fun. So we got our titty punch. Sponsor me. We got Tiny Dancer in the house. Leia was here, but she decided to fuck off. But then we got Gizmo. Check this out, man. I found this at the thrift store. It's pretty cool. I cleaned it up. Brushed it a little bit. See if Gizmo has anything to say during the podcast. But we got a lot of great topics. I got a lot of quickies. Got one big one. Got a special section coming up too. Don't know if I'll do it every podcast, but you know, we'll see how it works out. So let's just jump right into it. We've already had enough of this bullshit live on Twitch here. So yes, the Capcom Retro Station. Now I have a picture of the Capcom Retro Station for you. Check this bad boy out. So you can see my beautiful face. So this thing's pretty neat, man. It's 13 inches tall and wide. It's like a box. It's got an 8-inch screen, 2 built-in speakers with volume control, HDMI output, but the price is $210 plus shipping. But it's pretty cool games. It's got, well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Okay, so it's got Mega Man Power Battles and Mega Man Power Fighters, which were the 2 arcade games, which are 2 players, but on this there's only 1 controller, so that kind of sucks. But like, those games are great. It's like, imagine Mortal Kombat meets Mega Man. Like, you fight the bosses in a Mega Man sort of style, which is in Mortal Kombat style. It's really freaking cool. And then they got Mega Man X, Mega Man Soccer, and then Mega Man and Bass, which was a Japanese-only released. All the arcade games. These are not console games, they're arcade games. And then they got a ton of Street Fighters. They got like all, you know, the Alpha, the Turbo, you know, whatever. And then they got Puzzle Fighter. All of the arcade versions. So you're getting 12 arcade games. But, I mean, you're paying then, what is it, like $16 a game? If I did the math right? Like $17 a game? Which is kind of ridiculous. And honestly, the thing looks flimsy as shit, doesn't it? Like, it looks like it's completely breakable. You know, like that joystick looks like I can just snap it in one game. You know, you play those pretty hard. So I don't think this one's gonna be a big seller, but you know, we'll see. It looks kind of neat. If it wasn't $210 freaking dollars plus shipping, I might check it out. But I mean, for something that's only like this big, it only has 12 games on it. I don't know, man. All right. Quickie number 2. I found a website. It has a big Capcom logo on it, at least. Yeah, you know, that's worth $200. Alright, so I found a website that allows you to play old PC games for free, right? So, as I always do, I put the links in our Discord. So, if you scroll down, you'll see the Discord link. Join there. There's a whole page on links from these things. It's awesome. It's called Classified Reload. Man, I can't talk today. They're a game preservation group that like finds all these like older PC games, some like console games, and preserves them, but then somehow has the right to let you to play them right there. There's all these tabs in a search bar for finding games. Like, you can sort them by the name, the year it came out, the genre, the platform, and like others. It's really freaking cool. They have consoles such as like Amiga, Amstrad, Apple IIs, Ataris, the Segas, the TRS. They even had the TRS, the Windows, like all the Windows 3.1, 5.0, TE, you know, 2000, all those games, the Spectrum games. They got like tons of shit. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. If like you're into that, I might even like, because I can window grab the games. I might try to see if I can stream some of these old ones, get back into like the old classics. Like, I would love to play the Jazz Jackrabbits, the Commander Keens. You know, TIE Fighter versus, or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Oh god, there's so much, like, Chip's Challenge would be awesome. The old Civilizations. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on. So, I'll drop that link in the Discord for everybody when I'm done streaming. So, go check that out. Go to the Discord, check that out. Yeah, Castlevania MS-DOS, dude, I'm telling you. They got, like, all this shit. Maybe I'll even play the old, like, what do they call that? The old Mega Mans, but like when it was like pink and blue. Oh, well, there's Leia. Hi. I don't know. Remember when it was like pink and blue were the colors? I don't know, whatever. Alright, so topic number 3 on the quickies list is Bethesda finally admitted that Fallout 76 was a letdown. Yes, a letdown. That was it. Todd Howard from Bethesda. This was his quote. Ready? Obviously, we're big fans of single player, and we've had some success with some multiplayer focused games. We have found that even if it's multiplayer, whether it's Elder Scrolls Online or Fallout 76, a large number of our players want to play it like a single player game and not have other players distract from it. Games handle multiplayer in different ways, and I think it all has merit. So essentially he's saying that he thinks the reason I don't like this comment is he's then blaming us, the gamers, saying like, oh, well, you guys didn't play it right. Like, you played it as a single player, and you didn't want other players to distract you from it, but it's meant to be a multi... No, fuck you. So then he later retorted on Twitter, which I should have got the tweet, I'm sorry, but saying, yes, it was a letdown. He finally admitted to it. And it was just something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know, like, how are you gonna blame us? We know what the fuck we're doing. We know what an online multiplayer game is. We know what a single player game is. We know how to play them both. We know how to play them separate from each other. Like, you can't sit here and blame us. You know? That's bullshit. So, you know what? Fuck Bethesda, right? Fuck Bethesda. Okay, so, topic number 4. Dun-da-da-da. Guess what? A new Silent Hill game is being made. Like an actual Silent Hill game that continues the series. It's not branching off or doing the bullshit that Resident Evil does. No, we're continuing the series, which is awesome. Kojima and Konami, they finally reached an agreement where they said, okay, I'll continue the series if you let me do this. So they're going to take it in. What they said was he wants it to play kind of the same and have the same feeling, but add a new spark to it or something. I forget exactly what he said, but it'll continue the original storyline, and that's what's important here, right? And then they're going to announce more at the Gaming Awards coming up. So if you really want to follow that story, check out the Gaming Awards when that happens. But yeah, that's all they said about it now, is Kojima, Konami made an agreement, continuing the storyline. Try to set it up a little bit different, but we'll see what happens, right? Okay, topic number 5. This one, I had to put it second to last because I didn't want to end on a bad note, but our boy Darth Vader is dead. Dude died at 85 years old. His name's David Prowse. We're not talking about the voice of Darth Vader. We're talking about the dude actually in the suit. Dude, man, David Prowse. He was which was crazy. Okay, so this guy, yeah, he's Darth Vader, but he was also like a 3-time weightlifting champion in England back in the 80s. So that's in the 60s. That's before Star Wars. So he was like Arnold. He was Arnold Schwarzenegger of England, essentially. He played Frankenstein in Clockwork Orange, and that's actually how he was discovered. Like, the guy for Star Wars is, he was like, oh, I want that guy. Like, I saw him do Frankenstein in Clockwork Orange. I'm gonna do that. You saw him at a convention? That's awesome. I guess he's huge, you know, and that's why they got him. But I found out, I was doing a little research on him just to see what else he did. He did this thing called Green Cross Code Man. If you remember, like, in America, we had these, I don't know, like, you would just call them characters. I don't know what you would call them, like, just these people that would represent things. Like, you had Crime Dog McGruff, who would teach you how to, like, stay away from crime. And then we had Darren the Lion from the DARE program on drugs. You know, these representatives of these things. Well, he was kind of like a representative of, like, safety shit. So, I don't know. Green Cross Code Man. Like, go look at him. He does his little thing. He's all green, and he's holding, like, stop signs and shit. It's kind of funny, but David Prowse, man. Rest in peace, my dude. You brought a lot of joy to a lot of nerds, and we appreciate you for it. He kind of was a badass. You know, James Earl Jones had a good voice, but you gotta look at, like, it's a combination. Like, when he would point, or when he would choke. Like, Prowse really brought the character together. So, I'm really thankful that they casted him, and that he was such a badass at what he did. He kept kids safe. He played Frankenstein. He was in Clockwork Orange. What a fucking dude, man. Here's to you, David Prowse, man. He was a nice chap. That he was. Okay. So, I have another picture I need to put up here. So you guys know how much I love Final Fantasy. Well, they found a prototype of the very first game. Check this out, right? So here's a screenshot from it. But yeah, okay, so this place called Hidden Palace. They release all these like weird prototypes. I don't know how they get them, where they get them. They find them. Well, they found a cart, the weird like chunk out of the back. It's kind of blank. They put it in, and bam! It's a Final Fantasy 1 prototype. Now, it looks like it's just a text translation. They think it's the second of the series. Like they had a first one and then a second one, but not. Obviously, it's not the final. So, it's not really worth playing if you've already had the real game, because the game is the same. But as you can see, there's a few things that are a little bit different. Like they changed a lot of the names of the like spells and stuff like that. But like obviously my favorite thing is what, like if you go look it up, if you look it up, do a Google search of it, you'll find about like 12 pictures or so. There might even be more. But this one was my favorite because it says, "Who wanna learn the spell? Who wanna learn the spell?" God, I almost want to play it just to see like what other bullshit translations they have in there. Who wanna learn the spell? I don't know if I'm gonna get that out of my head ever. Anytime I play that game, who wanna learn the spell? But I just thought it was kind of a fun, cool thing. They allow you to get the ROM, so you can play it if you want. I'm not going to, because that game takes forever. It's fun, but I'm not gonna replay it just because certain words are different. But yeah, just thought I'd put that out there. It's kind of fun. End on a crazy thing. Okay, so quickies are done. Quickies are done. So, we're going to get to our... You'd think I was going to say main topic, right? You were wrong. We're going to switch it up a bit. We're going to go with our Netflix recommendation. Okay, so my Netflix recommendation for today, especially this song, Love, Death, and Robots. Name's kind of weird. I get it. But it is one of the coolest shows I've ever seen. Like, it's all animated, but each episode, it's almost like Robot Chicken. But each episode, if you want to call it that, is like anywhere from like 5 minutes to like 15 minutes. And they're all a different artistic style done by different people. But they all have those three things: love, death, and robots. And it's freaking amazing. Dude, some of the animations are just phenomenal. And the storylines are cool. It's just like short little animation. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. 10 out of 10. Like, I have nothing that I can complain about it. I watched everything. I binge watched it. I wish I would have spanned it out a few more nights, but I'm telling you, dude, Love, Death, and Robots. So goddamn good. Check it out, right? So then we're going to go with the Discord question. Okay. So, as I usually try to do, I have to start keeping up with this better. I have to come up with a better system than what I'm doing. Not devices. But I always like to post the question on here for everyone to see. It's not gonna let me move it. Dude, I tell you, this program sucks. I hate XSplit. I hate XSplit so bad. I mean, I could do it this way. Here. I'll just put it on the goddamn screen in front of my face for a minute, showing you that I have it there because I hate this goddamn software. XSplit, get your shit straight, man. Okay, so this one comes from Charlie in our Discord. So if you want to post a question for me, go to our Discord. Yet again, another shameless plug. There's a whole section for podcast questions. So Charlie gave me this Twitter thing here, and it's a guy posted a topic where he was saying pretty much, what was he saying? It was like, oh, do you think turbo buttons are cheating in video games? So that's what it is. Do you think turbo buttons are cheating in video games? I do and I don't. I hate to answer a question ambiguous like that, but I do think some questions have to be ambiguous because just like everything else in the world, a yin and a yang, a black and a white, an on and an off, There's two sides to the coin. I think it is cheating when the game is centered around button pushing. For example, like wrestling games, where when you lock up, you gotta slam the buttons, and whoever does it faster wins. Like, any type of scenario that's based on that, I think it is cheating. Because that's what the mechanic is. It's based on your ability to hit the button. So yeah, if you're not hitting the button, you're just holding the button, you're cheating. You're using a mechanic that doesn't exist in the game, and it's against the entire strategy of said game. Now, where it doesn't become cheating is like shmups. Like games where you're going to destroy your controller because you're just sitting there doing this and destroy your thumb and get tired and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, just let me do And really, the game should have done that to begin with. A hold down the button thing. So I think the controllers, the turbo button controllers, are perfect for those type of games. Like anything where you have to slam a button as the main mechanic. Like, I get it. It's not part of a strategy. It's just you have to keep slamming the button. Cool. It's really only good for like running gun shmups, like Smash TV, stuff like that. But I don't consider that cheating at all. Because you're not influencing the game in a negative way. You're just not having to hit the button 1,000 times. It's kind of like how I use save states a lot, where it's not to get me through the game. It's just to keep the game flowing, so I don't have to replay levels. Like one of those sort of things. Like there's no reason to destroy your controller and your thumb to play a game. There's just no reason for it. So the turbo button keeps you from doing that. I think it's perfect. If it helps you have an edge in a mechanic, then it's cheating. So it goes both ways. I would say overall, though, if I had to pick one, yes, I would say it's cheating more than it's not cheating. Because there's a very small list of games like shmups and stuff where it's not cheating. But essentially any other game, you're hitting the button at a faster rate, and like maybe those games where you have to smash a button like wrestling, just like wrestling in real life, there's stamina involved. Well, part of the stamina is how many times can you push that button in one match, and how fast can you do it. So I think then, and that's usually the case in most games. So I'm gonna have to go overall, yes, it is cheating. But I would say, we'll put it this way: turbo buttons in a sense are cheating, but there are exceptions to it. I'll give exception rulings. Exception rulings are definitely in, but overall cheating, yes. Okay, here we go. Main topic time. Okay, so Nintendo's been fucking up hardcore. They've been shutting down tournaments with like Splatoon, and they just been messing with their fans. They absolutely hate their fans. I swear by it. I swear they have a team of people whose only job is to fuck with us. Alright? But they finally did something cool, right? Super Nintendo World. I've mentioned this in our earlier podcast, right? It's finally going to open in Japan on February 4th. Yes! Next year. February 4th, 2021, baby. Now, this is in Universal Studios Japan. So it's not an entire theme park. It's not a whole thing. Tiny Dancer, you're falling for me. Alright, so yeah. So it's just a section. It's like going to like the Harry Potter thing or the Jurassic Park thing. So it's not real huge, but it is a little bit bigger than most parts. So they have a few videos up about like trailers and what it's going to be. It's fucking clown shoes. So they have one thing called Mario Kart's Koopa's Challenge. This looks pretty cool. It's an on-track roller coaster, so you can't control the car, but you're essentially in one of the cars, right? And you have these goggles on you, so you can kind of see what's going on, but really, you're not seeing what's going on. It's almost like, do you guys remember, what was that called? That Tiger handheld thing that you put on your head and had a screen that came down that was clear, and then you just saw like the outlines of the characters, but you can kind of still see through it. It's kind of like that, like where you see everything for what it is. It's not VR, but then you can also see the shells and items, so you can like throw shells at the other cars and stuff, and it's all done with these goggles. And I'm like, that's fucking cool, man. It's almost like VR, but in reality. I don't know, man. It sounds cool as shit. They don't really go into it too much in the video. I think because it'd be hard to record that. But, dude, count me in, right? So then they have another one called Yoshi's Adventure. It's a ride. But it's actually like a Captain Toad thing. So the whole point is you're with Captain Toad in a cart. And you have to find the 3 mysterious Yoshi eggs. And you go through the whole thing. It's more like a ride. It's not... Well, it's not like a coaster, though. It's like, you know, Universal Studios, if you've ever been there, there's a lot of things that are on tracks, but they're just like a moving... Instead of having like a TV show you just a movie, you get to experience it while moving. It's kind of like one of those, like an attraction ride. So that sounds pretty cool. The problem is, though, it's going to cost you $70 in addition to getting into Universal Studios. Like, just to get into the Super Nintendo world costs $70. That's a little steep for like 2 rides and some like bullshit where you can buy it. You know, there's like little stores. I guess they're going to have like an eatery. You know, like you can get knickknacks and all that shit. Alright. But then they have something that's kind of neat. Right? They have this thing called the Up Bracelet. For $30, you bring it with you every time you come there. So it's not just a one-time deal. You know, they save your information and you scan it and blah, blah, blah. But everything you do, every ride you ride, every purchase you make, like everything you do there gives you coins on your Power Bracelet. And you can trade these coins in for like prizes and such. So they haven't told anybody what these prizes and things are, but they said everything you do in the park, if you have one of these bracelets, you get coins for it. So I thought that was kind of a really awesome idea. Like they should incorporate that in all of Universal Studios, like just for everything. That's fucking cool, man. But I guess they want to expand. They said that they're starting here, but they would like to expand, but, you know, it's up to Universal, because Nintendo doesn't own Universal Studios, so they only allotted them this much space, and they're doing what they can, blah, blah, blah. But I would love to see, like, a Link to the Past, because it's Super Nintendo World. Dude, how cool would it be to have, like, a Death Mountain thing, you know, or, what's that place called? You know, Kakariko Village, that's what it is. Like a Kakariko Village with a Death Mountain. That would be a cool idea. Or like a Donkey Kong Country. I mean, how can you not have Donkey Kong Country? Like maybe a minecart ride? Dude, how perfect, right? Yoshi's Island? Yoshi's Island would be fucking awesome if everything looked like the graphics of Yoshi's Island. Oh my god, dude, that would be awesome. And then maybe like something like where you can like toss eggs, you know, like, you know, you know, like that kind of shit, or like you can use a tongue to lick things in. That would be really cool, you know, with the goggles, like what they did with the other one. And then what I think would be the best, F-Zero. How can you not do F-Zero? You gotta have a racetrack, you know, maybe like something where like they have the 4 what do they call them? Just like drivers of the 4 cars, you know, like Captain Falcon's one. Just like have the people in the suits, you know, dressed up, and have you like give them the thumbs up, and you get in their car and you race. Like just one. You don't even need an F-Zero era. Just have a race, an F-Zero race, dude. How fucking cool would that be? Just the 4 cars, and they have the tracks, and they switch between each other like trains do and stuff. And like, oh, dude. But yeah, Super Nintendo World. I thought it was a pretty cool goddamn idea, right? I don't know if I'll ever make it to Japan, but if I do, I will be saving $100 for the whole thing, man. If you're gonna experience it right, you know? So, this is where I normally end the stream. But, I had an idea. So people have always dared me to do things, because I like to. I don't know, I'm that guy. I'm that guy to be like, dare you to do that? Fuck yeah, man, let's go. Or, you know, usually I'd be like, $5, and like, the $5, let's go. Alright, so, I'm going to start a new thing called Dare AdamOS. Now, I don't want anything that is, like, physically harmful to me. You know, I do have medical conditions. I don't want anything that's going to put me in a state of, like, where I can't stream. You know, like, nothing too insane. But, like, funny little dares. So, there's one that I get dared to all the time because, well, for the most part, it's a humble brag, but I can eat anything that's like tart and sour. What do you think there? See, Gizmo doesn't think so either. Oh, See, he's calling me out. So, what I've done, I kept it on ice because I didn't want it to get warm while I was sitting out here. I have a lime and a lemon. A lime and a lemon, right? These are real. See? I got a cutting board and everything. That's funny that this song's on there too. This is like tropical. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. But see, I'm cutting it up. Maybe I can just cut the rind off. Here's my thing. See, like I'm trying to. Here, I'll just cut it in half like this. Okay. See, this is like a chunk. Like this is like almost a fourth of a lime. Oh no, this is like a fourth of the lemon. I'm trying to get the seed out. Are you ready for this? Check this out, right? I won't even make a face. Oh god, it's so good. Give me that second one. Dude, I love this shit. If they weren't so damn expensive. See? You thought I was lying. I can destroy these. No tequila. Actually, that's a funny thing. I can't do tequila. I hate the flavor of tequila. I see a lemon. I could put down a whole lemon. I get nothing. Dude, these seeds suck. Ah, okay. No seed. Alright, so some people are like, oh, well, lemon's not bad, right? Lemon ain't bad. Here we go. Got lemon juice all over me. I guess the limes are worse for people. I don't know. I personally can't tell the difference. So we're going to do the same thing. Only I'm going to do like a huge... I'm going to do like most of the lime in one. See? I'm going to do it the same way I did the lemon. Just cut it in half. Like, kind of... Whatever you want to call it, like, break it apart. See, it kind of breaks up into like little sections. That's how I usually eat it. Alright. You think lemons are worse? I don't know, most people that I've tried, when we do this, they think the lime is worse, but... It is more tart. See? I'm telling you. What is it called? Bitter? Is it bitter? Like the flavor's bitter? Like lemons and limes? I don't know. But like, it just does not bother me. No. I prefer eating the lemon, but there you go. I don't think I have to eat any more of this. I think I've proven my point. So there it is. Dare AdamOS. Now that was the first one, which is a dare from pretty much like everybody. But I want to see what you guys come up with. Put it in the comments, or join us on Discord in the podcast section, and let me know what you think. Let me know if any other dares that you can get me to do. Doesn't have to be food related. Just anything. Like a challenge, maybe. You know, a dare can also be a challenge. You know, like do this, see if you can do this in a certain amount of time, whatever. But there it is. Nerd Raid Podcast. Podcast. You know, dude, I can't talk today. Nerd Raid. Okay, so Nerd Raid Podcast. I still can't do it. Nerd Rage Podcast. There it is, episode 4 in the books. We had some Dare AdamOS. We had some Nintendo good news for change. Darth Vader died, but you know, There's websites that play new games. Bethesda finally admits to being a bullshit company. New Silent Hill's being made. Capcom Retro Station, expensive as shit, but might be pretty cool. You know, I bring you all the stuff that interests me. So if you guys like it, let me know. Do that like, subscribe, follow thing. And we'll see you on the next podcast, guys. Peace.